So what is going on, guys? NandoPace93 here with another video, and if you guys are watching this, I'm actually on vacation for the weekend in Rhode Island, and so I figured this is a great opportunity for me to kind of show you guys what I bring with me from a tech perspective when I'm on the road for longer than a day, right? So before we get started, just to remind you guys, I'm doing an Apple Pencil 2 giveaway if I reach 5,000 subs on YouTube or 500 followers on Twitter. So I'll put my Twitter account down here, and whichever one comes first, I'll announce the giveaway on that platform, and then kind of just go from there, guys. So it's an Apple Pencil 2, so it'll work with iPad Pro 11 or the 12 in any variant, any size, and just something to give back because I eventually found my lost Apple Pencil, and I'm giving you guys the newer one. So for anybody who thinks I'm going to give you the dirty one, don't worry, I'm keeping the new one, or I'm keeping the older one and giving you guys a new one. But let's hop right into it, guys. To start off with, we got to start with the main thing, right? So wherever I go, whether it's for a day, a month, a year, I'm taking my iPad Pro 12.9 inch 256 non-cellular version, right? That is my only regret, and that's not getting the cellular version of the iPad Pro. Other than that, it's been an absolute beast. You have that beautiful 12.9 inch ProMotion display, which is 120 hertz refresh rate, which more and more applications are taking into account and coding around that, especially from a gaming perspective. And then you still have the A12X Bionic, which even though it's about 18 months old at this point, or 16 months old, it is still more powerful and faster from a graphics and performance standpoint than the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is kind of crazy to begin with, and that's technically the A13 chip. So, you know, who knows what they're gonna come out with. I don't know if they'll go A13X or A14X and just skip 13 altogether, because it has been a little while now. Also, the beauty of it is the USB-C, or being able to carry on basically one charger for a lot of my devices, being able to put in USB-C hubs to, what's up, Archie? Being able to use USB-C hubs to kind of use different peripherals like HDMI cords, USB sticks, external hard drives, things like that. And then lastly, it's just a very portable device, guys. I've been playing around with a ton of different keyboards. You guys probably saw a video from a couple weeks ago with a really cool keyboard that I found that had a trackpad, and it was great. It worked as advertised, but from a portability standpoint, nothing beats the Apple keyboard or the Apple Smart Folio keyboard case. It is, yes, there's a lot of faults to it, you know, like no dedicated function keys, no backlit keys, only 2 viewing angles, no protection around the side of the iPad Pro itself, but and also no protection to make sure that Apple Pencil stays in place. But from a portability standpoint, guys, I just love it. It uses the smart connectors. You never have to worry about charging it. The keys have worked. I've never had a faulty key, even though they are a little bit mushy, but for the most part, I keep it at a desk, and it is lappable to an extent, right? So I love the Apple Smart Folio keyboard case, and I would recommend it to pretty much anybody who's jumping into this world. Even if it is the cheaper iPads, the Smart Folio cases, for me, are just what I like better because it keeps it thin, it keeps it minimal, and it keeps it portable, right? So that's the main thing. Another thing that I like to bring when I'm traveling is my Nintendo Switch, actually, right? And my relationship with the Nintendo Switch is very off and on. Like, I'll find one game, play it for like a month straight, then not touch my Nintendo Switch for like 3 months. And right now I'm in that phase where I just downloaded Pokemon Sword, and I'm kind of like reliving my childhood, right? I've played a lot of the Pokemon games. I grew up with Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. So being able to play the new generation of Pokemon, I think they're on like Gen 8 or 9, which is absolutely insane. And I've been loving it. The experience is fun. I love being able to just dock it at my desk and play it on like my 24-inch monitor, or just being able to ride around in the car while my wife is driving and play a little Pokemon on the go. So highly recommend a Nintendo Switch. And again, it charges via USB-C, so when I have my iPad and my Switch, I bring one cable and one brick to charge both of them. So all I'm waiting for now is the iPhone to be USB-C, and it's game freaking over. I'm carrying one brick and one cord wherever I go. So I always bring my Nintendo Switch whenever I'm running around. And then speaking of ways to charge your devices, right? I've been using a lot of Inatex charging products, right? They're very, very reliable. The one that I've been using is the dual USB 60-watt charger. So basically what that does is you have a bottom charger, which is 45 watts output, and then the top one is 15 watt output. So if you have both of them in at the same time, that's what you get. But if you have only one on the bottom plug, then you get a full 60 watt output. So for the iPad itself, technically it doesn't take in more than 30 watts at a time. So it charges it super, super fast. I can fast charge my iPhone with a USB-C to Lightning. I can fast charge my Nintendo Switch. If I do have a portable keyboard, they're all USB-C, so I charge it that way. And even my external power bank that I have is USB-C. So the only cords that I carry around are a USB-C to USB-C and a USB-C to Lightning. And the only reason I carry the Lightning is because of the iPhone 11 Pro. So I'm hoping and praying that Apple just gets rid of the Lightning cable altogether, because, you know, USB-C is the way to go. It's just universal. It has the power to do display output, power throughput, and data transfer. And that's pretty much all you need nowadays. Where Lightning, I think technically you can do all the above with Lightning, but it's just way slower. You know, charging is all right. Data transfer, I've never even touched because I heard it's terrible, and you can't output video. You can't do like video out. You have to get like a Lightning to HDMI adapter dongle and then an HDMI. So I always carry that Innotek 60-watt brick to be able to charge all my things on the go. And then another thing that I bring with my iPad at all times is my Basis 6-in-1 USB-C hub, right? And I don't use too many peripherals as of now. I am getting to the point where I need to get a USB-C external hard drive, so I'm looking at the Samsung T5. I saw the T7 came out already. T5 I think is going to do enough for me. I'll probably get either the 500 gig or the 1 terabyte variant and start to organize all my files within the iPad Pro Files app, because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to need it, right? Especially because the way I edit my videos, even though it is only 1080p, I do record in 60 FPS, and I have like three versions of the same file in different locations on the iPad. Like I have it saved on the iCloud, I have it saved on the iPad, and then there's like a raw version saved within the LumaFusion app. So it's kind of tripling up for no reason. So what I'm gonna start to do is just move everything to an external drive and keep everything free on my iPad and keep the performance as high as possible by not ruining the SSD in there. And the Basis USB-C 6-in-1, you know, has a headphone jack, which is awesome for people that are dealing with, you know, if they're editing something in GarageBand or whatever the case may be. It's got an HDMI out, USB-C PD power pass-through, USB-A, among other things. So I absolutely love it, and it fits with my current setup, so it's not like a big bulky thing that I have on the side. Another thing is that I bring with me at all times, whether it's for a day or for the work week, whatever the case may be, I always bring my MX or my Logitech MX Anywhere S2 or 2S. I always forget which way it goes, but I love the mouse. My only complaint with that mouse is that it is a micro USB to charge, as opposed to USB-C. So I do have one little cable that has a 3, so it's one USB-A to micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning, and that's how I charge my micro USB device, and that's the only one that I have. But now that Apple has some sort of mouse support to an extent, when I'm at a desk, I do like to use my mouse, right? I don't use it for every single instance of what I'm doing, but to kind of navigate from a basic standpoint, I like to use the mouse as opposed to kind of reaching over and pressing with my hand, or reaching over and using my pencil to get things done. You know, I'm not using it for precision per se, but I'm using it to kind of navigate through all the different screens on the iPad. And again, it is an accessibility feature, so it isn't technically a real mouse support, but it does work and it gets the job done, guys. So I highly recommend investing in some sort of mouse. You can get like the Logitech Pebble for like 15 bucks and it works the same exact way. But I like the MX Anywhere S2 because you don't need a little adapter. It's fully Bluetooth, and I love that. The next thing is my power bank. I have been wanting to get a new power bank. I've had this one for about 3 years at this point. Got it on Groupon for dirt cheap a while ago. 10,000 milliamp hours. It charges itself wirelessly, and then you can put something on top to charge a device wirelessly, and then you can also charge it, like recharge the battery, not only wirelessly but via micro USB or USB-C, whatever you have around you. So, and it's 10,000 milliamp hours, so I can charge my iPad, I can charge my iPhone. It's not a PD charger, so it'll charge pretty slowly, but it gets the job done. And for now, that's all I really use it for. And I kind of just have it in my backpack because my backpack also has like a USB-A out that you can access from the outside of the bag, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. But always carry a power bank for worst case scenarios. And a new one that I do have now with me at all times is my Apple Watch Series 5. I just made a video on all the different bands that I have for it, so hopefully you guys watched that. If not, I'll link it below. But I went from an Apple, like an OG Apple Watch from like 2015 when it came out, to a Series 5 in 2020, which is when I got it. So that's where you really see the technology jump. You go 5 years without new technology in that same like genre, I guess you would say, and that's when you really start to appreciate all the advancements. But at the same time, you appreciate just how little it's changed from a form factor perspective and from a functionality perspective. Yeah, it does a bunch of new stuff, but the OG Apple Watch did a lot of the same stuff, right? Maybe not as fast, maybe not as well, but it still did that, and it did it well. Like, it did it well enough for me not to need to, or feel the need to upgrade every single year or every other year, or even every 3-4 years. Like, I went 5.5 years without upgrading my Apple Watch. And obviously I'm extremely happy with this one, especially with my metal band, which I have right here, if you guys can see that. And I plan to have this one for 5 years. Like, I'll probably get the Series 10 when it comes out if they're still making them at that point. So, highly recommend getting yourself a smartwatch that lives within the Apple ecosystem. Apple Watch Series 3 you can still get brand new for less than $200, which is an amazing option. Or go out and get an even older one for that's used. You can definitely get it sub $100. Also, I don't use it as much, but I like to bring it with me just in case, is my Xbox controller. Now with iPadOS brings MFI support for both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One controllers. So any game that uses MFI controller support, you can now use your Xbox controller wirelessly to play games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, some racing games, things like that. I'm still waiting for a sports game that takes advantage of the MFI controller support, or a good sports game, and that'll be game over. That'll be like the point where maybe I just don't even go back to Xbox. And if Xbox does cross-platform gaming with like Game Center, it's absolutely game over. What's up, Archie boy? And then the last few things, guys, is I always bring a few cords, right? I bring my USB-C to USB-C, like I said, USB-C to Lightning, and then I have a USB-A with the 3 different, prong extenders as a emergency case, or if I really need to charge something that's micro USB. Like I said, my MX Anywhere S2, or even my Xbox controller, because it is technically micro USB, and I have a rechargeable battery in there. So that does help out when I'm in a pickle, but like my battery on my mouse lasts forever, and I usually only charge my Xbox controller at home at its little dock. It'll last me 1 to 2 weeks easy, because I don't play too much on the iPad. And then lastly, it's the bag that holds everything together, guys. So this is the Initech bag that I've been using for a while. I think it's a 40-liter bag, about 45, 50 bucks, maybe cheaper at this point, and I absolutely love it. Especially coming from what I had before. I had like a $20 Amazon bag that I had for about 4 or 5 years, so I got my money's worth for sure, but it wasn't protecting my devices a lot. Like, this one's very cushioned for both like your comfort and the safety of the products that are in there. You have that, like I said, that USB-A out, which is pretty nice when you're kind of walking around, you need a quick charge. I have my power bank always installed in there. It's waterproof, and it also brings it brings like a rain jacket that you can kind of put over if it's really downpouring and you want to make sure it doesn't seep through maybe like the zippers or anything like that. But it's a very quality bag. I love it, very comfortable. I've had it for about 6 months now, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that's looking to upgrade to a, something that's a little sturdier, more comfortable, still not huge, and has like a techie focus and minimalism to it. So that's what I carry with me whenever I go traveling from a tech perspective, right? Like I said, iPad Pro is a hub for everything. A lot of the peripherals that I talked about go with the iPad Pro. I bring my Nintendo Switch to play all the games that I've been wanting to play, like Pokemon, like Dragon Ball Z. I even play a little 2K in there, a little basketball. And I love my setup, guys. It gets me through however long, whether, like, this is what I bring with me if I'm gone for 2 days or a month. And everything kind of serves its purpose, and I can get a lot of my work done with everything that I have within this tech bag. So that's gonna do for this video. If you guys made it to the end, I really do appreciate it. I know it's a little bit of a longer one, but I did want to share everything with you guys and see, comment below what you guys bring when you guys are traveling from a tech perspective. Is it a lot of camera gear? Like, I don't have a lot of camera gear because I just use my iPhone. Is it your laptop? Is it a Windows laptop, a Mac laptop? Let me know in the comments below. Also, again, don't forget to follow me on Twitter right here at NandoPrince93. Like I said, 500 followers on there or 5,000 subs on here is an Apple Pencil 2 giveaway, which you guys deserve. I really do appreciate everything, guys. So that's gonna do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace. Say bye, Archie.